Nearly 1 in 3 homeowners could lose a major piece of their property tax relief by 2026, and most have no idea it's already happening. That's not just a policy change. That's money quietly slipping out of your pocket while you focus on everything else in life. Bills go up, savings shrink, and the system? It keeps moving without warning you. Now here's the unsettling part. This isn't random. It's built into how the system works. Temporary tax breaks expire. Home values rise faster than protections. New rules quietly replace old ones. It feels small at first, but over time, it stacks up into something heavy, something you suddenly can't ignore. So the real question is this: are you prepared for what's coming next? Or will you only notice when it's too late? Because in this video, we're breaking down the 10 hidden reasons behind this shift and, more importantly, exact steps you can take right now to protect your money before 2026 hits. Number 10. Expiring temporary tax provisions. Most people believe tax relief is permanent. It is not. Many of the benefits homeowners enjoy today were designed as temporary fixes, often created during economic stress to ease pressure on families. Governments use these short-term measures to calm rising costs, but they quietly build in expiration dates. Research in public policy shows that most temporary tax provisions last between 3 to 5 years, and when they expire, they often disappear without strong public attention. That means what feels stable today is actually on a countdown timer you cannot see. Here's where the hidden system becomes clear. When these provisions expire, they rarely return in the same form. Instead, they are replaced, reduced, or simply removed under new budget priorities. This creates a slow shift where homeowners lose benefits piece by piece, not all at once. It doesn't trigger panic because the change feels small each year. But over time, the financial impact grows. This is how the system adjusts without resistance, quiet, gradual, and almost invisible. So what can you do right now? You need to track your benefits like an asset, not assume them like a guarantee. Go to your local tax authority or county auditor website and find the exact programs you are using. Look for words like temporary, sunset, or pilot program. Then write down their expiration dates. Set a reminder at least 6 months before they end. This gives you time to plan, appeal, or adjust your finances. Because in this system, the people who stay informed are the ones who stay protected. Number 9. Rising property valuations outpacing relief caps. Your tax bill is not just about tax rates. It is driven by your home's value, and that value is rising faster than the system can control. Across many regions, housing markets have surged due to demand, low supply, and population shifts. Studies in real estate economics show that property values can rise 5% to 15% in short periods, while tax relief caps often grow much slower or stay fixed. This creates a gap, a dangerous gap, because even if your relief stays the same, your taxable value keeps climbing underneath it. Here's the hidden mechanism most people never see. Tax relief programs often have limits, not protections. They cap how much benefit you receive, not how much your property value can grow. So as your home becomes more valuable on paper, a larger portion of that value slips outside the protected range. This means you are slowly exposed to higher taxes without any visible policy change. It feels like nothing changed, but your bill tells a different story. This is how increases happen quietly, without headlines or warnings. So, how do you protect yourself? You challenge the number that controls everything, your property valuation. Request a copy of your latest assessment and compare it with real sales in your area. Look for errors in size, condition, or features. If something feels off, file a valuation appeal. This process is often free and can reduce your tax burden significantly. Also, track market trends in your neighborhood so you are never surprised. Because in this system, the value assigned to your home can matter more than the home itself. So now I want to hear from you. What's one hidden change in your taxes you've noticed but never fully questioned? Drop it in the comments, because your insight might open someone else's eyes. Before you leave, watch our previous video to uncover even deeper financial truths most people ignore. And if this helped you, support us because we put hours of deep research and effort into every video. So please subscribe. It is just one click. Number 8. Inflation adjustments lag behind reality. Inflation moves fast. The system that is supposed to protect you moves slow. Prices for food, fuel, and housing can rise within months, but tax relief programs often adjust much later. Economic studies show that policy adjustments can lag real inflation by 1 to 2 years, sometimes even longer. That delay creates a silent squeeze. On paper, your relief may look unchanged or even slightly improved. But in real life, your money buys less, and your tax burden feels heavier. Here's the hidden mechanism. Tax systems use outdated data to make current decisions. They rely on past inflation numbers, not what you are experiencing right now. So while your daily costs jump quickly, your relief is based on old conditions. This creates a gap between reality and policy. And inside that gap, you absorb the loss. It doesn't show up as a sudden spike. Instead, it builds slowly, month by month, until your budget starts to feel tight and you can't clearly explain why. So what should you do? You need to measure your taxes in real terms, not just the number on the bill. Take your current property tax and compare it with your income growth and living costs over the past year. If your expenses are rising faster, your real burden is increasing. Then adjust early. Build a buffer in your budget. Reduce unnecessary spending. And, if possible, plan for future increases now. Because in this system, waiting for official adjustments means you are already behind. Number 7. State budget reallocation pressures. Every tax relief program depends on one thing most people never track: the state budget. When money gets tight, priorities shift. Governments must balance spending on schools, healthcare, roads, and public safety. Research in public finance shows that during budget stress, states often reduce tax relief before cutting essential services. Why? Because it is less visible. It creates less immediate public reaction. But the impact on homeowners is very real and very direct. Here's the hidden system at work. Your tax relief is not protected money. It is flexible money. That means it can be reduced, reshaped, or redirected when budgets need support. Instead of raising taxes in a way that causes public backlash, governments adjust relief programs quietly. They may tighten rules, reduce benefits, or slow down adjustments. On paper, nothing dramatic happens. But in reality, you are paying more because you are receiving less relief. This is how financial pressure shifts from the system to the individual without clear warning. So, how do you stay ahead of this? You watch the budget, not just your tax bill. Follow your state's annual budget announcements and look for changes in funding priorities. Pay attention to phrases like reallocation, adjustment, or program review. These often signal shifts that affect you later. Attend local meetings or review summaries online. Even 15 minutes of awareness can save you from months of surprise costs. Because in this system, those who understand where the money is going can predict what is coming next. Number 6. Changes in eligibility criteria. The rules did not disappear. They changed, and that is where most people get caught off guard. Many homeowners assume that once they qualify for tax relief, they will keep receiving it year after year. But policy research shows that eligibility criteria are often revised quietly, especially when governments need to control costs. Income limits shift. Age thresholds adjust. Residency rules tighten. And suddenly, people who once qualified find themselves excluded without any clear warning. Here's the hidden mechanism. Eligibility changes are designed to look small, but they have a wide impact. A slight drop in income limits or a new documentation requirement can remove thousands of people from the system. It doesn't feel like a major reform, so it avoids public attention. But for the individual homeowner, the effect is immediate. You lose access to relief you were counting on. This is how the system reduces its financial burden while placing more pressure on citizens, one rule at a time. So what should you do to stay protected? You treat eligibility like a yearly check, not a one-time approval. Go back and review the current requirements every single year, even if nothing seems different. Confirm your income status, residency details, and any paperwork needed. If rules have changed, act quickly to adjust or reapply under new conditions. Do not wait for a notice. By the time it arrives, the damage is already done. Because in this system, staying qualified requires constant awareness, not blind trust. Number 5. Shift toward school funding through property taxes. Your property tax bill is not just about your home. It is deeply tied to how schools are funded. In many areas, a large share of property taxes goes directly to local education systems. Studies in public finance show that school funding often relies heavily on property taxes because it provides a stable and predictable income stream. This means when schools need more funding, the pressure does not stay at the top. It flows down to homeowners like you. Here's the hidden mechanism. Instead of raising broad taxes, local systems increase school funding through property-based levies. These changes often appear as small adjustments or community-approved measures. They may be presented as investments in better education, safer buildings, or improved programs. And while those goals matter, the financial structure means the cost is quietly added to your property tax bill over time. It does not always feel like a direct increase. But year after year, these additions stack up, creating a heavier burden that seems to grow without a clear source. So how do you stay in control? You track school funding decisions as closely as you track your own finances. Review local proposals, especially school levies or bond measures, before they are approved. Understand what each one adds to your annual tax. Even small increases can compound into large costs over time. Make informed voting decisions based on both community benefit and personal impact. Because in this system, every improvement in public funding often starts as a private cost to you. Number 4. Reduction in homestead exemptions. This is one of the most silent but powerful shifts happening inside the system. Homestead exemptions are designed to protect homeowners by reducing the taxable value of their primary residence. It sounds simple, and for years, many people rely on it without question. But data from multiple regions shows that these exemptions are not fixed. They can be reduced, capped, or slowly weakened over time. When that happens, a larger portion of your home's value becomes taxable, even if nothing else changes. Here's the hidden mechanism most people miss. The reduction does not always look like a direct cut. Sometimes it comes as a frozen exemption amount, while home values keep rising. Other times, the percentage stays the same, but new limits are added behind the scenes. The result is the same. Your protection shrinks while your exposure grows. It feels invisible because the rule still exists, but its power is reduced, and that creates a slow shift where homeowners pay more without a clear signal that something changed. So what should you do right now? You verify, not assume, that your exemption is active and at its full value. Check your latest property tax statement and confirm the exemption amount applied. If you recently moved, changed status, or missed a renewal, you may not be getting the benefit at all. File or update your exemption immediately if needed. Even a small correction can save you a meaningful amount each year. Because in this system, what protects you today can quietly weaken tomorrow if you stop paying attention. Number 3. Increased local levies and ballot measures. The biggest changes to your property tax often don't come from major laws. They come from small local decisions. Cities, counties, and school districts regularly place levies and measures on ballots. These are presented as community improvements, better roads, safer neighborhoods, stronger schools. And while those goals sound positive, research shows that local levies are one of the fastest growing sources of property tax increases. They are frequent, they are layered, and over time, they reshape your total tax bill. Here's the hidden mechanism. Each levy looks small on its own, almost harmless. It might add a modest amount each year, barely noticeable at first glance. But the system allows multiple levies to stack on top of each other over time. One passes this year, another next year, then another. And before you realize it, you are paying significantly more without a single major tax hike ever being announced. This is how the system grows quietly, through accumulation, not shock. So, how do you protect yourself? You stop treating local ballots as background noise. Every measure has a cost, and that cost usually lands on your property tax. Take time to read what each levy adds per year and how long it lasts. Some continue for decades. Understand the full financial impact, not just the purpose. Vote with both awareness and intention. Because in this system, small decisions made often can have a bigger impact than one large decision made once. Number 2. Population shifts and housing demand. Where people move, taxes follow. And right now, population shifts are quietly reshaping property taxes in ways most homeowners don't see coming. When more people move into an area, demand for housing rises. This pushes home prices higher, sometimes very quickly. Research in housing economics shows that even a modest increase in demand can drive sharp jumps in property values within a short time. And as those values rise, so does the base used to calculate your property tax. Here's the hidden mechanism. The system does not care why your home value increased. It only reacts to the number. It could be new jobs in your city, better infrastructure, or people relocating from more expensive regions. None of that changes your home physically. But on paper, its value climbs. And when that happens, your tax burden increases automatically, even if your income stays the same. This creates a mismatch. Your costs go up because of outside forces you cannot control, and the system adjusts without considering your personal situation. So what can you do to stay ahead? You study the direction your area is moving, not just where it is today. Look at migration trends, new developments, and business growth in your region. If your area is expanding, prepare for higher valuations and plan your finances early. You can also compare nearby regions if you are considering moving. Timing and location decisions can directly affect your long-term tax burden. Because in this system, change in your neighborhood can impact your wallet long before you notice it in your daily life. Number 1. Lack of awareness among homeowners. The most powerful force driving rising property taxes is not policy, not inflation, not even home values. It is lack of awareness. Studies in behavioral economics show that most homeowners do not fully understand how their property taxes are calculated. They see the final number, but not the layers behind it. This creates a dangerous gap. Because when you don't understand the system, you cannot question it, challenge it, or protect yourself from it. Here's the hidden mechanism. The system is complex by design, and complexity reduces resistance. Property taxes are built from multiple parts: assessed value, tax rates, exemptions, levies, and adjustments. Each part can change independently, but most people never break it down. They assume the bill is correct. They assume increases are normal. And over time, this passive acceptance allows small changes to grow into major financial pressure. The system does not need to hide anything if people are not looking closely in the first place. So what should you do starting today? You take control by learning the basics of your own tax structure. Spend just 30 minutes reviewing your property tax statement in detail. Identify how your value is assessed, what exemptions you receive, and which levies apply. If something looks unclear, ask questions or seek clarification. Knowledge is not just power here. It is direct financial protection. Because in this system, those who understand the rules are the ones who avoid paying more than they should. What we are seeing here is not just a policy shift. It is a slow transfer of financial pressure from the system to you. Each change we covered may look small on its own. A limit here, a delay there, a new rule quietly added. But when these forces combine, they reshape how much control you have over your own money. And the most important part is this: these changes do not happen all at once. They happen gradually, making them harder to notice and even harder to resist. Over time, this creates a deeper impact on your life. Your monthly budget tightens. Your long-term savings slow down. Your sense of financial stability starts to feel uncertain. You may earn more, but keep less. You may plan ahead, but still feel behind. This is how hidden systems work. They do not break you suddenly. They apply pressure slowly until it becomes your new normal. And by the time most people realize it, they're already adjusting their lifestyle around rising costs instead of questioning why those costs increased in the first place. But here is the critical truth. Awareness changes your position completely. The moment you understand how these mechanisms work, you stop reacting and start preparing. You begin to see patterns before they affect you. You make decisions earlier, not later. And most importantly, you protect your financial freedom instead of losing it piece by piece. Because in a system that moves quietly, the people who stay informed are the ones who stay in control. So now I want to hear from you. What's one hidden change in your taxes you've noticed but never fully questioned? Drop it in the comments, because your insight might open someone else's eyes. Before you leave, watch our previous video to uncover even deeper financial truths most people ignore. And if this helped you, support us, because we put hours of deep research and effort into every video. So please subscribe. It is just one click.